Let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with one of the super events of the year. Freedom Festival 2025. The 4th of July is here. We will have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line in our main event, and we are going to settle a bunch of grudge matches because that's what we do on the 4th of July in the Heartland. Fireworks will be on full display here from Dayton, Ohio, the Nutter Center, the place where Heartland Championship Wrestling was born. Neil Lau, first in line, the number one fan of the Heartland as always, and thank you for tuning in tonight, and to all of those who are yet to join us live here in the chat room, or perhaps on the replay. 7 big matches tonight. Already mentioned the main event, Kevin Steen challenging Pat Patterson for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and Steen has been on a roll. He won the Money in the Bank ladder match. He won the Legends of Wrestling tournament at Digital to Dice Con 25. So everything is coming up roses for Kevin Steen as he attempts to be the one to take down Pat Patterson after a long and surprisingly successful World Championship reign for Patterson. We'll also have a number of grudge matches on the line tonight, and we're going to try some new matches, some new match types that I have not tried. So we're going to sit back and have some fun here tonight. Our opening match will be just a no disqualification match with no special stipulations or no special procedures or anything. This match is a rematch from a big brawl that we saw on the channel a few weeks back, and the fans wanted to see these two back in the ring going at it once again. And what better time than Freedom Festival 2025, the 4th of July fireworks will continue here tonight in our opening contest. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a no disqualification grudge match scheduled for one fall to a finish. Introducing first out of Londonderry, New Hampshire. She stands at 5'10". She weighs 200 pounds. This is the 8th wonder of the world, Jordynne Lauer. And her opponent from just up the road in Cincinnati, Ohio. She stands at 5'10". She weighs 170 pounds. She is a former Heartland Ladies Champion. This is Kelly Klein. So Kelly Klein and Jordynne Lauer, two powerhouse, I dare say, Amazon lady wrestlers, coming to Dayton to get it on in a rematch to see which woman will be the superior one. No disqualifications. This will be to a finish. As they come together in the center of the ring, the crowd falls silent here in Dayton, just in awe of the size and the strength of both of these women. Both standing at 5'10". Jody with about 30 extra pounds of muscle, but Kelly Klein ain't fixing to back down from nobody. And on the opening initiative roll, it is tied. So right away, we are going to go to the shenanigans chart brought to you by Jordynne Lauer. And we're going to use the hardcore section as Jody goes to the book with a 5'5". Is she smart? Kelly's probably the more experienced wrestler, so we'll give the advantage to Kelly in this. And as they square off in the center of the ring, the bad mouthing is being done, and they're going to throw hands, and Kelly Klein is going to come up with the advantage in that brawl. And she will start off with a side backbreaker, big move to put Jody down on the canvas, and Jody just gets right back up and comes back for more. Here's a big German suplex by Kelly, and she's quickly going to go for the pin on a roll of 3 or lower. And on a roll of 3, she got her just like that. Wow. I don't know what Kelly Klein had up her sleeve, but she took care of Joni Lauer in 3 moves. Side back breaker, German suplex, 1, 2, 3. It is over. And the fans here at the Nutter Center are beside themselves with disbelief, if nothing else, as Al, Red Sox fan, joins us here in the chat. So let's go to our flash pin chart and see what might have been responsible to cause that early pinfall victory by Joni Lauer. By Kelly Klein. Surprising that Joni Lauer would go down that easily. And as we look at the flash pin chart, distraction by an outside event. So somebody distracted Joni Lauer, causing her to lose focus. And we'll have to determine exactly what happened there. Would it be a new ally of Kelly Klein's? I doubt that. Kelly Klein is very much a loner. So probably somebody antagonizing Joni Lauer. So who might be the antagonist of Joni Lauer? Have to give that one some thought. So for now, we will say, well, let's get this resolved. Let's see who might be the distraction for Joni Lauer. We'll go and take a look at the roster in Heartland Ladies Wrestling and see if there is a likely suspect there. And of course, any suggestions from the chat room are also welcome. Let's see, Joni's last in-ring match was against Kelly Klein. Previous to that, let's see, and that match was on card 1367. Previous to that, Joni took on Maddie Rinkowski. Maddie's a white bread babyface. She's not going to be getting involved in something like this, although Maddie did take the surprise victory. Maddie, the most popular of all the ladies in the Heartland. The current champion, Jordynne Grace, has a title defense here tonight. She wouldn't be fixing to do that. Maybe our secondary champion, Mischief, would be a good possibility for someone to take on the role of the antagonist, because Mischief is unpredictable in her own right. So that might be a good storyline, unless we got something better coming from the chat room. And Cora Combs, I think we'll stick with Mischief. Cora Combs, of course, the mother of Debbie Combs, who was one of the most popular women. Maybe a heel turn for Cora Combs. Tell you what, we'll let the dice decide. On a roll of 1 to 6, it will be Mischief. On a roll of 7 to 12, it will be Cora Combs, and your winner is Mischief. So yeah, we'll set up Mischief versus Joni Lauer down the line, but Kelly Klein is your winner tonight. By way of a German suplex in our opening contest. So good evening again, Al, Red Sox fan. Hope all is well. And Neil, good to see you as well. Our next match is an interesting one. Another no disqualification grudge match with a little bit of a strange history behind it. If you were with us on the channel at our last broadcast of the pay-per-view broadcast of Warriors that took place 2 weeks ago, we saw a very unusual situation where Jackie Fargo and Barry Windham had to face each other as stablemates for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. And a masked man, along with Velvet Sky and Mickie James, showed up to disrupt that match. Nobody knows who that was. Jackie Fargo has accused Diamond Dallas Page of being that man. Diamond Dallas Page has denied the allegations, but Jackie Fargo laid out the challenge, and Diamond Dallas Page wasn't going to back down. So they're going to have this match here tonight in Dayton, amidst the claims that Diamond Dallas Page was the masked intruder on Fargo's title defense against Barry Windham. This is a non-title match. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a chain match. It is scheduled for one fall to a finish. Chain match rules will be in effect. There will obviously be no disqualification, as these two men will be chained together in a way that Jackie Fargo hopes will prevent any further shenanigans from Diamond Dallas Page, even though Diamond Dallas swears to his innocence. In this match, the wrestlers are connected to each other by a steel chain from varying lengths. We'll say it's 10 feet long. The goal of the match is to win by pin or submission. All regular game charts are still used. This match is for singles matches only. Substitute cage ratings for pin ratings. When a wrestler rolls a 1 on any level of offense, roll 2 dice and read from the chain chart. All right, introducing first. He's accompanied to the ring by the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. He hails from Charlotte, North Carolina. He stands at 5'11", weighs 251 pounds. This is Jackie Fargo. And his opponent comes to you from the Jersey Shore of New Jersey, standing at 6'5", weighing 253 pounds. This is Diamond Dallas Page. And now we see coming to ringside behind Diamond Dallas Page is Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky, one of the principals in creating the havoc that went down at that last show, although Diamond Dallas Page and Velvet Sky are not really interacting. They don't appear to be in cahoots. Velvet Sky appears to be more interested in keeping an eye on Jimmy Hart than interacting with Diamond Dallas Page. So whatever the agenda here is for Velvet Sky, she's going to keep an eye on Jimmy Hart as the chains are being applied to Diamond Dallas Page. And now Jackie Fargo, and this match is underway. And it is Fargo who wins the opening initiative roll. And Fargo who comes right out and whips Diamond Dallas Page into the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Diamond Dallas Page. And on a roll of 12, Jackie Fargo balls up the chain and hits Diamond Dallas Page with a shot right between the eyes with that steel chain. And Diamond Dallas Page is down. Jackie Fargo has the advantage, and now he is going to use the chain to put a whooping on Diamond Dallas Page. And that's going to cost Diamond Dallas the first point of fatigue of this match. As Fargo is laying a whooping on Diamond Dallas Page with the steel chain. And now we see Fargo is going to go up for a death jump. But first we're going to have action with the steel chain. And on a roll of 3, it is Jackie Fargo climbing to the top of the turnbuckle, trying to hit Diamond Dallas Page with a falling fist to the head. But Diamond Dallas Page got out of the way of that one, and Fargo crashes to the mat hard. Jackie Fargo now is stunned, and Diamond Dallas Page is in control. And Diamond Dallas Page is going to put him into the Diamond Dream. He's going to try and put his lights out right here on a roll of Snake Eyes. But Fargo is able to survive the Diamond Dream, and the match continues with Diamond Dallas Page on the offensive. Page now goes back to the Diamond Dream, but Jackie Fargo able to escape this one. Page follows that up with a swinging neck breaker. Fargo with a reversal out of the spinning neck breaker. And it is Fargo coming back with a roaring forearm that stuns Diamond Dallas. Fargo now on the offensive. and comes back with another roaring forearm. Paige will not go down as they continue to stand toe-to-toe. And now a bite to the forehead. Jackie Fargo just biting the forehead, trying to open up that wound where he has already hit Diamond Dallas Page with the chain. Fargo now then is going to take a minute and do the Fargo strut around the ring as Page slowly tries to recover from having been bitten. And now here is Fargo with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Diamond Dallas Page, and on a roll of 3. That's a good one for Diamond Dallas, as Jackie Fargo tried to set up for a big back body drop, dropped his head too soon, and Page comes back and swings the chain across the back of Jackie Fargo. And now it is Jackie Fargo who is hurting for certain. And now here's the Diamond Cutter. That's a +3 finisher. The pin roll here 6 or lower. And on a roll of 11, Jackie Fargo able to kick out, as Diamond Dallas Page with that Diamond Cutter out of nowhere nearly picked up an early pinfall in this chain match. Here's Diamond Dallas back on the offensive. He is going up for a death jump. And on a roll of 3, that's not going to be good for Diamond Dallas, as Jackie Fargo uses the chain to pull Diamond Dallas Page off of the top turnbuckle. And now he is going to try and tie the legs up of Diamond Dallas Page and see if he can sneak a pinfall. He's not able to get that done. But Diamond Dallas Page fights his way out, and the match will continue. Jackie Fargo in control, and Fargo now going for a jumping stomp. Page slowly getting to his feet. Fargo's on him. Fargo now with another roaring forearm. Page will not go down. Fargo follows that up with another bite to the forehead, and Page is very unhappy about having his forehead bitten. He's complaining that his rabies shots are not up to date. But Fargo just stays right on him, tries a drop kick and misses, and Diamond Dallas Page now is taking control. Page now with a swinging neck breaker. Fargo reverses that again. Fargo back on the offensive, and another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Diamond Dallas Page, and on a roll of 10, it is a running double clothesline. Both men go down. Fargo first up to his feet with a chance to do some more damage here. What's he going to do? He's going to attack with the chain. And on a roll of 8, it is Fargo wrapping the chain around the neck of Diamond Dallas Page and whipping him across the ring. Diamond Dallas Page now tangled up in that chain. Fargo continues on the attack, but again misses on the falling fist drop. And now Diamond Dallas Page rolls, and he also is unable to hit Jackie Fargo, as they're all tangled up, both of them in the chain now, trying to get to their feet. And it is Fargo who is first to his feet. And it is Fargo coming back and whipping Diamond Dallas Page out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And now it is shenanigans time. Out of the ring shenanigans coming up here. Diamond Dallas Page on the arena floor, trying to crawl back in under the ring, and Jackie Fargo is ready for him. And Fargo now hits him again with the chain, and that's going to cost Diamond Dallas another point of fatigue. And now we're going to see outside interference. Jimmy Hart trying to get involved. What is Jimmy Hart going to do here? On a roll of 12, Hart smashes the referee from behind with his megaphone. I'm not sure what purpose that would serve. But now Velvet Sky is going to get involved. And Velvet Sky also on a roll of 12. Storms the ring, but she gets pitched out of the ring by Jackie Fargo, and Fargo now is going to try and finish off Diamond Dallas Page once and for all. He's going for the big atomic drop. The pin roll here will be 8 or lower, and on a roll of 8, he got him. So Diamond Dallas Page has been pinned after Jimmy Hart took out the referee, and Jackie Fargo tossed Velvet Sky out of the ring. Shameful behavior by Jackie Fargo, putting his hands on Velvet Sky. And now we've got Diamond Dallas Page out cold on the canvas after Fargo choked him down with the chain. And now we've got this big dude coming out of the out of the crowd once again. Obviously, this is not Diamond Dallas Page, but it's the same big dude in the black mask and the black hooded sweatshirt. And what's he going to do now on the sneak attack? He comes into the ring and he levels Jackie Fargo with a massive clothesline. Wow, that was one big, powerful clothesline delivered by this masked man. And Fargo and Jimmy Hart are quickly going to run for cover as Fargo has won the victory. And now, but the stakes have gotten higher. This is no longer just fun and games and wedgies and boxes of marbles in the ring, as Jackie Fargo has laid hands on Velvet Sky, and this big masked figure has come to the aid of Velvet Sky, and now we've got the big guy taking Velvet Sky back to the locker room. Diamond Dallas Page just barely starting to come back to his senses as he sees Velvet Sky and the big guy leaving the ring. Not sure what that's all about. Jackie Fargo and Jimmy Hart have beat a path out of town in the opposite direction, and Diamond Dallas Page is left in the center of the ring to wonder what just happened. So that is the conclusion of the chain match. Jackie Fargo, your winner in the chain match. By way of a knockout. And now, fans, something new and different that we have never done before. We are going to try for the very first time in the Heartland a scaffold match. And this will be 2 against 2. As two of the most notorious tag teams in Heartland ladies wrestling have challenged each other to a very, very dangerous and yet fascinating match at the same time. A scaffold match, according to the Ringside Companion, is possibly the rarest, most dangerous match sanctioned in professional wrestling. It takes place atop a 25-foot scaffold, and the only way to win is to send your opponent plummeting off the scaffold to the mat below. The match can be run as a regular tag match, but assume the other two participants are fighting each other as well. You may want to devise a system to switch back and forth, such as every time a wrestler receives a token. All charts are replaced by the scaffold chart. Cage ratings are used for this match. Roll for pins as usual. A successful roll means that the wrestler has been thrown off of the scaffold. Every wrestler eliminated could be injured based upon the number of tokens they have at the time that they are knocked off of the scaffold. So yeah, this will be fun. It will be exciting and dangerous, and again, something we have never tried before in the Heartland. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a scaffold match. The first wrestler knocked off of the scaffold will be the loser of this match. Introducing first, team number 1. Out of Manchester, England, she stands at 5'1" and weighs 132 pounds. This is Lana Austin. And her tag team partner comes from Preston, England. She stands at 5'5" and weighs 155 pounds. This is Rio. So Lana Austin and Rio, collectively known as the Britfits, take off on the Misfits, as they have come to the ring here for action, and they're now climbing the scaffold, looking apprehensive, but trying to show confidence as they climb the scaffold to face two of, quite frankly, the craziest women the Heartland has ever seen, collectively known as the Twisted Sisters. Introducing first, she stands at 5'4", weighs 150 pounds. From the other side of darkness, this is Holidead. And her opponent hails from Tijuana, Mexico. She stands at 5'3" and weighs 119 pounds. This is Thunder Rosa. So the Twisted Sisters, Thunder Rosa and Holidead, set to take on the Britfits, Lana Austin and Riho, here in action in this scaffold match. And to start the match, it will be Holidead squaring off with Riho as the principals. And it is Riho who takes the opening initiative here. And she is going to start off with a super kick to Holidead. That's a power move, and Riho has one of the most powerful wrestlers in the Heartland Ladies Wrestling. So she nails Holidead with a super kick. And Holidead is going to fire right back and try to go to the scaffold chart and see what happens here. On a roll of 9, you pick up your opponent and body slam them onto the metal platform. Roll on level 3 offense or on this chart. So Holidead absorbs the kick, comes back with a big body slam, and now on a roll of 7, slams the face of Riho into the metal scaffolding platform. So while Holidead is taking control on Riho, we're going to switch focus over to Thunder Rosa and Lana Austin and see what's going to happen here as Thunder Rosa takes the offense. And Thunder Rosa hits a snap suplex on Lana Austin, but Lana is able to block that, and Lana comes back instead, attempting an elbow drop and missing. That's going to give Thunder Rosa an opening to go for a Meteora, double knees to the head of Lana Austin. Lana Austin is stunned. And now it is Thunder Rosa going to try and throw Lana Austin off of the scaffolding. We go to the scaffold chart, and on a roll of 5, your opponent, Lana Austin, though down, manages to scoot between your legs. And as Thunder Rosa turns around to attack without slipping, leaves herself open for an attack. So Lana Austin now with a chance to go back on the attack. And she is going to go for a single leg crab. This is a choice C maneuver. So she will need a roll of 8 or lower to complete that. And she is unable to do so. So Thunder Rosa and Lana Austin still grappling. We go back to Riho and Holidead. And we now see that Holidead is in control and tries for a side slam. That's a power move. Riho overpowering Holidead, and instead hits her with a big kick to the side of the head. Holidead down to one knee. And now a running clothesline from Riho stuns Holidead. Riho follows that up with another running clothesline. And Riho staying in control with another big kick to the side of the head. Riho putting the boots to Holidead here. And now it is Riho's turn to take a try at the scaffolding. And on a roll of 6, it is Riho attempting to execute an Irish whip into the side guardrail. We go to the odd even roll, and indeed it is Riho who sends Holidead crashing into the metal restraining barrier. And Riho now with a chance to do some more damage. A spin wheel kick from Riho stuns Holidead. And we go back over to action between Lana and Thunder Rosa. Back and forth we go. And now we've got Lana Austin in control on Thunder Rosa, hitting a drop kick. But Thunder Rosa gets to her feet first and comes back with a shotgun drop kick of her own. And now it is Thunder Rosa attempting a scaffold move. And again, Lana Austin escapes between the legs of Thunder Rosa and comes back and tries again for that single leg crab, and this time is successful in getting Thunder Rosa tied up in that single leg crab. And now it is a series of palm strikes delivered by Lana Austin to Thunder Rosa, followed by a stunner. Thunder Rosa is down. Lana Austin with a chance to do some damage here. She's going to go back to the scaffold roll, and on a roll of 7, she slams the face of Thunder Rosa into the metal scaffolding platform. Thunder Rosa in trouble here. Lana Austin in control, and now going to try again to throw her off of the scaffolding. And on a roll of 8, both wrestlers take their fight into the scaffolding underneath the guardrails at the platform's edge. Lana Austin slams the opponent's face onto the metal rails, and both ladies make their way back onto the platform. Lana still with a chance to do some damage here. And now a peach punch delivered to Thunder Rosa. And that drops Thunder Rosa to her knees. And she is down and she is hurting. Lana now going to take the opportunity to attack on Holidead as we switch things up. As Thunder Rosa absorbs a point of fatigue, and now Lana Austin has just dumped Holidead with a stunner. Holidead is down. And Lana Austin coming at her, again trying that single-legged crab. Unable to get that to happen. And now we see Riho trying to get the best of Thunder Rosa as Thunder Rosa has been down. Here comes Riho on the attack. She's going to try the scaffold chart. And this time on a roll of 11, the fight makes its way to the side scaffolding underneath the platform, at which your opponent, Thunder Rosa, out of desperation, swings out underneath the platform monkey bar style in an attempt to goad Riho into giving chase. They follow, and a chicken fight underneath the platform ensues. Either wrestler may fall at any moment. Both wrestlers roll their pin. So Thunder Rosa and Riho precariously perched. Will Thunder Rosa fall? No, she will not. Will Riho fall? No, she will not. They both manage to survive and make their way back onto the platform. A close call for both ladies. Add a point of fatigue to both ladies. And now it is Riho taking the initiative as they crawl back onto the ring. Riho now going for her finisher, the breaking point. That's a +2. And so now on a roll of 7 or lower, she can pitch Thunder Rosa off of the scaffold. And on a roll of 5, down she goes. So the winner of the scaffold match is Riho. And Lana Austin, as Riho just took Thunder Rosa off of the scaffold and down to the arena floor, or down to the mat, where Thunder Rosa hits hard after Riho, the strongest woman in the match, got the job done. So congratulations to the Britfits, Riho and Lana Austin. And now it is going to be Thunder Rosa being evaluated on the injury chart. We take you to the injury chart to see what may have happened to Thunder Rosa. And we will roll the big red D20 for the potential injury. And we're going to give this a +2 since Rosa had two points of fatigue, but the roll is 3, and the roll is 1, and so the injury roll is 3, and Thunder Rosa able to escape injury, shaken up as she hit the ring, but able to get back to her own feet and leave the ring area under her own power. As Riho has just taken Thunder Rosa off of the scaffolding and down to the arena floor. The Britfits come away with the victory in the Heartland's first ever scaffold match. So, folks, what do you think about that? If you're here in the chat room, give me a comment. If you're watching on the replay, would love to hear from you in the comments section in terms of how you enjoyed the scaffold match between the four ladies, the Britfits and the Twisted Sisters, with the victory, of course, going to the Britfits as Riho pitches Thunder Rosa off of the scaffolding. All right, so let us go back to David Cheslinski is here with us now. Welcome, David, to tonight's pay-per-view broadcast. We have just seen the first ever Heartland Championship Wrestling scaffold match, pitting Thunder Rosa and Holidead. The Twisted Sisters against the Britfits, and it was the Twisted Sisters taking the fall as Thunder Rosa knocked off of the scaffolding and down to the mat some 20 feet below, but fortunately able to get back to her feet and to get out of the ring area on her own power. I do not think that will happen in our next contest, as the following contest is a stretcher match. So there will be nobody recovering from this one. Let's review the rules for a stretcher match. In this match, the goal is to beat your opponent so badly that he has to be taken out of the arena on a stretcher. The stretcher is stationed outside the ring during this match. No distractor ratings are used and no outside interference is allowed. Whenever a pin or finisher is rolled, roll instead on the chart below. The match can only end when one of the situations on the chart is rolled. Pin ratings and fatigue are not needed for this match. Okay, so we don't need any fatigue. We don't need any pin ratings. This is just going to be one fall to a finish between two indeed very crazy individuals. As, gosh, just in time for the stretcher match, the chat room is filling up. D. Scott Howard, Captain Carl 8. Welcome to both of you. As, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for nothing but a finish, as the winner of this match must lock the loser into the stretcher. Introducing first, out of Boston, Massachusetts, standing at 5'11", weighing 252 pounds, this is Kevin Sullivan. And his opponent hails from Glasgow, Scotland. Standing at 6'2", weighing 232 pounds, this is Roddy Piper. So Roddy Piper and Kevin Sullivan set to square off in a stretcher match. No pinfalls, no countouts, no disqualifications. Just one man to the stretcher will end this match, as Piper and Sullivan have been more than happy to get after each other on this occasion. And as they come together in the center of the ring, it is Roddy Piper who takes the initiative with a double forearm clap to the sides of the head of Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan is unfazed by that. Not much goes on in that head. And Sullivan instead tries to slam the face of Piper to the mat without success. Piper on the reversal comes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Kevin Sullivan, but on a roll of 5. It is Sullivan lifting a knee to the head of Roddy Piper, stunning Piper. Sullivan follows that up with a released gut-wrench suplex, and Piper is down. For all of his craziness, people forget what a sound technical wrestler Kevin Sullivan could be. And we saw that with that gut-wrench suplex taking Piper to the mat. And Sullivan now is going to go to the foreign object. And already that is going to add a point of fatigue to Roddy Piper, except that there are no points of fatigue in this match. I forget. But Sullivan now has busted Roddy Piper open with a foreign object. And now he's got him tied up in the tree of woe and putting the boots to Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper in a bad way here. Another gut wrench by Kevin Sullivan takes him over and down to the canvas again. And Sullivan now follows that up with a mouth ripper, just tearing at the sides of the face of Roddy Piper. No love lost between these two men, and Piper finally is going to fire back. He shoves Kevin Sullivan into the turnbuckle, and as Sullivan bounces off the turnbuckle, Piper takes him down with a bulldog, and Sullivan is stunned. Piper now back in control, and he's going to bite the forehead of Kevin Sullivan. These two men have got their teeth sharpened, and they're ready for anything in this contest. And now Piper goes to the eyes. Sullivan fires right back, tries for a double leg takedown and can't get him down. And instead, Piper with another bulldog takes Sullivan down to the mat. And now he's going to try and get him into the stretcher as Sullivan was stunned by that bulldog. And on a roll of 6, it is Piper attempting to put Sullivan out on the stretcher. But Sullivan is able to come back with a clothesline out of nowhere and put Roddy Piper back on his heels. Sullivan now back in control with a big headbutt. And Piper's going to fire right back and bite the forehead once again. Wow, these two are just tearing each other limb from limb, biting each other and everything else. Spinning neck breaker by Kevin Sullivan, and Sullivan is going to go out of the ring. And we're going to see some shenanigans here at ringside, brought to you by Kevin Sullivan. And he is going to attempt to set up a table at ringside. And Sullivan now has actually slid that table into the ring and set it up. But it is Roddy Piper who is going to take the offense here and spear Kevin Sullivan through the table. Kevin Sullivan has been speared through the table, and Roddy Piper now is in control. And Piper now with another big back suplex, taking Sullivan down, and following that up, he's going to torture Sullivan in the figure 4 leg lock. If he takes out the legs of Sullivan, Sullivan won't be able to escape from the stretcher. As Piper maintains control, and Piper now is going to come off the top rope with some sort of a death jump style move, and he nails Kevin Sullivan with a falling fist drop off the top turnbuckle. Piper now in control. Piper going up yet again for another move off the top rope, and another big fist drop stuns Kevin Sullivan. Both men now have been bloodied, and Piper's going for the sleeper. Piper's going to try and put Sullivan to sleep and put him on the stretcher that way. And on a roll of 5, the brawl goes outside of the ring, and it is actually Kevin Sullivan who gets the upper hand and rams the head of Roddy Piper into a table at ringside. Sullivan tries to put Piper in the stretcher but cannot get it done. Sullivan has taken over control here, and Sullivan now is going back out of the ring again. Brawl on the arena floor, won by Kevin Sullivan. And now Sullivan is going to attempt some more out of the ring shenanigans. Ringside mayhem table in effect, and again, this time it's going to be a foreign object. Sullivan picks up a chair. They're fighting over the chair. And once again, Roddy Piper snatches the chair away from Kevin Sullivan and just wails on him. Piper now back on the offensive. Swinging neck breaker, and down goes Kevin Sullivan. Piper beats him again with a chair, and now he's going to try again to put him in the stretcher. This time on a roll of 10, Piper pummels the opponent and delivers a crushing slam on the floor. He attempts to put his opponent on the stretcher, but Sullivan is not done yet, and the match will continue. Piper back in control. Figure 4 leg lock applied once again. And now another swinging neck breaker. Piper again with the opportunity to try for the stretcher. And this time on a roll of 11, the brawl goes outside the ring. Piper gains the upper hand and delivers a brutal beating outside the ring using steel chairs, the announcer's table, garbage cans, and anything else you can get your hands on. The opponent is knocked out, and you put him on the stretcher. So Roddy Piper wins this match by KO. Kevin Sullivan now with an injury check. We won't call the table up, but on a roll of 6, Kevin Sullivan is going to suffer a minor injury, but nothing terribly serious considering the magnitude of what we just saw. It is an injury to the head. So Kevin Sullivan has suffered a cut to the head, and he's going to be dealing with that now for the next few weeks. But Sullivan has spilled his blood before, and he will again. Minor injury suffered by Kevin Sullivan in terms of a severe forehead laceration after the foreign object shot by Roddy Piper. Sullivan will not be out of action, but he will be wrestling with a minor injury for the next 4 weeks. All right, so welcome everybody. Let's catch up on the chat room. Red Sox fan D. Scott Howard, Kathy Evans. Hello, Kathy, and welcome. It is good to see you, my friend, and everybody else joining in on the party as we go to our final grudge match of the night. One more grudge match and 2 title matches here at Freedom Festival 2025. And this match will be a dog color match. And as with all of these matches, there is a history here. In this match, both wrestlers wear dog collars on their necks that are attached by a chain. The goal is to win by pin or submission. All regular game charts, ropes, turnbuckle, etc. are still used. Substitute cage ratings for pin ratings. When a wrestler rolls any move followed by a choice situation, just as choice A or choice D, ignore the instruction and roll on the chart below. The goal is to win by pin or submission. So the history here. Well, let's introduce the participants and then we'll review the history as we get the match started. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall to a finish. This is a dog collar match. Introducing first out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He stands at 6'3". He weighs 232 pounds. This is the Mountie. And his opponent hails from Austin, Texas. He stands at 6 foot tall, weighs 289 pounds. This is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. All right, so the match is between the Mountie and Dusty Rhodes. This match came about a number of months ago when Dusty Rhodes was wrestling against Pat Patterson. And it was Pat Patterson who was defending the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Dusty Rhodes was feuding with Pat Patterson, but he was wrestling against Terry Gordy. The Mountie launched an attack in the middle of that match and shocked Dusty Rhodes with the shock stick. And the result of that shock was a big boot to the chest delivered by Terry Gordy that sent Dusty Rhodes tumbling down the concrete steps in the arena. That led to Dusty Rhodes suffering a broken leg, and he was out of action for the better part of 6 months. Dusty Rhodes has finally returned to action and secured this dog collar match against the Mountie. And I use the old style Mountie card because it's the one with the shock stick. The new color version of the Mountie card I think it's just a Jacques Rougeau card that doesn't have the shock stick. So we stick with the old school black and white card that has the shock stick. So that may come into play in this dog collar match. as Jay Randis now has joined us. And as they link the collar together, they come together in the center of the ring, and shenanigans to start the match. Once again between Dusty Rhodes and the Mountie. This time it is Dusty Rhodes responsible for the shenanigans. Is he the favorite? Yes, indeed he is. A succession of blows leaves the opponent wounded. So Dusty Rhodes takes after the Mountie with the chain before the match even gets started, and just starts whooping him with that chain. And Dusty Rhodes now has the advantage. And Dusty Rhodes with a big elbow drop may be able to pin the Mountie right off of the chute here on a roll of snake eyes. That's not going to happen. But Dusty is firmly in control here. And now he's going to go for the figure 4 leg lock. And he may get a submission here. He will not. And he instead now is going to use put the dog collar to use. And on a roll of 10, Dusty pulls the Mountie to his feet, tries to whip Mountie into the ring post, but the move is reversed. And it is Dusty who ends up smashing into the ring post. So an error in judgment there by Dusty gives the Mountie an advantage. And the Mountie is going to go up for a death jump. Actually, he thinks better of that, and he's instead going to try some shenanigans with the dog collar. And this time on a roll of 9, Mountie uses the chain to propel the opponent into the ring post. So Mountie now using that chain effectively to get the best of Dusty Rhodes. He's going to try it again here. And on a roll of 8, it is the Mountie who hits a deadly move on the poor hapless opponent, add 1 to the cage rating, and continue to roll on level 3 offense. So the Mountie now using the chain as a weapon. Dusty Rhodes with the brawl got off to a good start in this match, but now the Mountie has that chain as a weapon, and he's going to use it again here. And on a roll of 4, he clotheslines Dusty Rhodes with the chain. The Mountie has taken control here, and now he is going to go for a short choke slam and a pin. The pin roll here 3 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. Just like that. The Mountie used the short choke slam on Dusty Rhodes to score the pin, and the fans here in Dayton are furious. But the Mountie fought the smart match, using the chain to his advantage. And now we roll to see if there are any post-match shenanigans. And the Mountie is going to try and continue on the offensive here. And it is the Mountie and Dusty Rhodes going back and forth. Dusty Rhodes gets the best of the Mountie before he is able to get untangled from the chain. And now the Mountie is desperately asking to be released from the chain, but because Dusty Rhodes is putting the boots to him, he is unable to escape. And Dusty Rhodes has just locked the Mountie into the figure 4 leg lock, and it is the Mountie who may suffer the injury here. The Mountie now has to roll on the injury table. And on a roll of 15, that's going to be a significant injury suffered by the Mountie. The Mountie is going to suffer actually 15 is a moderate injury. And that will be an injury to the leg after the figure 4 leg lock applied by Dusty Rhodes. And that is going to cost the Mountie an injury that's going to last 4 months. So the Mountie has a moderate injury to the leg for 4 months. Although he does come away with the victory in this match as a result of the post-match brawl, it is Dusty Rhodes injuring the leg of Mountie. And Mountie will be hurting for a while. So here we go. Got some more folks in the chat. Neil Lau, John Wise, great seeing you all at the play convention last weekend. I indeed had a great time talking with John on several occasions. David Cheslinski. Does the card have any limitations upon his return? Great question. There is an injury chart that is not done by Dave. Indeed, I'll put the injury chart on the screen here. It comes from Filsinger Games, and it is Filsinger Games Ringside Companion Volume 1. My understanding is Volume 2 is headed this way. But here is the injury chart. Injuries are divided into minor, moderate, and severe. The more, the higher the grade of the injury, the more severe the impact is. It affects your pen, your agility, your power, etc. The way I use these injuries is I use them. I mentioned that, for example, the Mountie is going to have a moderate injury for the next 4 months. It's actually not going to be a moderate injury for 4 months. I'm going to go with moderate for 2 months and then minor for 2 months. And then after 4 months, he'll be okay. And that's what we did with Dusty. Dusty was out of action for quite some time, and rather than bring him back in a moderate or minor injury, I waited until he was fully healed to bring him back. So yes, that is a possibility. You can have an injury that doesn't put the wrestler out of action, but incapacitates them to a degree and impairs their agility, power, and or other attributes. But in this case, we waited for Dusty to get fully healed before we brought him back. So thank you for your question. All right, it is now time for our championship matches of the evening. Looks like our Red Sox fan somebody had to leave. Take care, one and all, our Red Sox fans. So long. We are ready for tonight's championship matches. So we can put all the shenanigans to the side, I'm sure, but although the main event will be pretty unpredictable in its own right. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. This match is for the Heartland Ladies Championship. Introducing first the challenger. Out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. She stands at 5'8", weighs 140 pounds. This is Nicole Matthews. And her opponent is your reigning and defending Heartland Ladies Champion out of Austin, Texas. She stands at 5'2". She weighs 160 pounds. This is Jordynne Grace, the Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut against Nicole Matthews. And let's not sell Nicole Matthews short. She is devious. She is very skilled. She is a championship caliber athlete. Although not the dominant Juggernaut superpower that Jordynne Grace is, this match is anybody's game here in Dayton, and Jordynne Grace had best be at the top of her game, taking on a very dangerous competitor like Nicole Matthews. John Wise, hey Al, I used your History Maker Baseball scorecard during Play COD. And John, just for your awareness, Al, Red Sox fan here in the chart, who is here in the chat earlier, is a different Al than Al Wilson, who is the leader of the 3D6 website and the creator of those wonderful scoreboards. So yeah, Al Wilson is the Al you're looking for. Al Red Sox fan is not the Al you're looking for. Although Al, Red Sox fan, a great guy and a wonderful friend. He'd be the first to tell you that he was not the creator of the scoreboards. That would be Al Wilson. I've not seen Al Wilson on any of my events. I'm sure he's got plenty to do. So anyhow, with that, we are ready to get rolling. Jordynne Grace and Nicole Matthews, and it is Jordynne Grace who wins the opening initiative roll. And Jordynne comes out with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Nicole Matthews. And on a roll of 5, it is Nicole with a running shoulder tackle that takes Jordynne down to the canvas. Nicole caught her off guard and put her on her backside. Jordynne trying to get to her feet. Nicole's on her with a, thought about a whip to the turnbuckle. Instead, pulls her to her feet and just catches her in a front face lock. Front face lock applied by Nicole Matthews. These two ladies have equal agility, and obviously Jordynne Grace with the advantage in the power as Nicole continues to hold that front face lock. What's she going to do here now? She is going to hit an elbow smash, and that's going to stun Jordynne Grace. Followed up with a rolling elbow smash, and that smacks Jordynne Grace right upside the head. Quickly, Jordynne rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor, and this would be to the advantage of Nicole. And sure enough, on a roll of 11, that's going to be a devastating move by Nicole Matthews on the arena floor and a possible countout, as Nicole was able to body slam Jordynne Grace on the arena floor. Will we see a countout roll here on Snake Eyes? We will not. Jordynne Grace returns to the ring, but that is going to cost her a point of fatigue. Nicole Matthews now in control, and again, taking things out of the ring and down to the arena floor. But on a roll of 3, this time it's Jordynne Grace winning the brawl on the arena floor and slamming the head of Nicole Matthews into the ring post. Now it is Nicole who is stunned, and Jordynne who is in control. And right away she goes to the Grace driver. This is a +2 finisher. The pin roll here is 4. And on a roll of 6, Nicole able to kick out. And the match will continue, but Jordynne taking over with her power. And Jordynne coming back now with a big fall from Grace. Didn't get all of that one. Nicole slowly getting to her feet, and Jordynne's going to put her up in the torture rack and do some more damage to that lower back. Jordynne follows that up with a big pounce, and again that takes Nicole back down to the mat. And another big torture rack attempted, but this time Nicole slips out the back door, and it is Nicole who takes over with a German suplex that puts Jordynne Grace on the canvas. But Jordynne gets right back up to her feet. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Nicole again with an elbow smash. Jordynne Grace is going to return fire and try and capture an arm lock on Nicole Matthews. Doing some scientific grappling in the center of the ring, and now it is Nicole who wins that scientific exchange and once again grabs a front face lock. So Nicole playing to her strengths here. Fireman's carry takeover puts Jordynne back on the mat, and Nicole now tries a hip toss. That's a bad idea as Jordynne powers her way out of the hip toss, and instead it is Nicole with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Jordynne Grace, and this time on a roll of 3, that's good for Jordynne. It's Nicole setting her head too soon, going for the backdrop, and Jordynne coming off with a big nasty elbow smash to the back of the head. Jordynne Grace now in control. Another fall from Grace puts Nicole back down onto the canvas. Jordynne follows that up with another pounce, and this time Nicole is going to go out of the ring again. And on the arena floor, on a roll of 8, it is Jordynne who's just going to wait it out in the ring and make Nicole take that helpless crawl back into the ring, where Jordynne is ready for another Grace driver, another +2 finisher. The pin roll here 5 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Nicole able to once again kick out. Jordynne still in control, and now Jordynne going up for a death jump. Jordynne is a big gal, but she is a heck of an athlete, and on a roll of 8, Jordynne comes off the top turnbuckle with a missile drop kick that puts Nicole on her keister. And now the Grace driver again. The pin roll now 6 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Nicole just able to kick out. Nicole Matthews now at 3 points of fatigue. And now we see Portia Perez, the tag team partner, coming to ringside, supporting her tag team partner in this contest. She is at ringside and making some attempts to distract Jordynne Grace. Jordynne is going to try and maintain her composure. And now an Argentine power bomb from Jordynne Grace stuns Nicole Matthews. Nicole, however, able to slowly get to her feet as Jordynne stays on her. And Jordynne now with another Michinoku driver. She's going to go for the cover here. The pin roll is 5. And on a roll of 10, Nicole once again able to kick out. And now we're going to see some shenanigans from Portia Perez at ringside. Outside interference chart on a roll of 11. Portia Perez storms the ring, but Jordynne Grace wins the ensuing brawl and throws Portia out of the ring. Motions to the crowd that the finisher is coming. Jordynne Grace now fixing to hit the Grace driver yet again. The pin roll here will be 8 or lower. And on a roll of 8, she got her. Wow, a big win for Jordynne Grace as she gets rid of Portia Perez. And with the Grace driver, Jordynne Grace finishes up a very impressive title defense with the win over Nicole Matthews. In spite of all of Nicole's best efforts at out-wrestling Jordynne, and when that didn't work, she tried bringing her tag partner into play. That didn't work either. And your winner, and still Heartland Ladies Champion, is Jordynne Grace. All right. Before our main event gets started, I will give a quick update on the channel. It has been a couple weeks. I've been off the channel. Was at the Play convention last weekend, and the convention itself was fun, but some of the things that happened to us as a family after the convention were very challenging indeed. And tomorrow on my journey with Jesus, I'm going to reflect on some of the stuff that took place. Some of you may have heard through the grapevine, my wife and son came to visit us in Denver. They arrived just as the convention was ending. And later on Saturday night in Denver, my son ended up getting hit by a car outside the hotel and suffered some very significant injuries, but it could have been an awful lot worse. And I'm pleased to report that he is home back in Milwaukee. We just talked to him on the phone a little bit ago. And although he has suffered several fractures to his clavicle and his ribs and one of his thoracic vertebrae, he is convalescing nicely. And special thanks to the people who were around to kind of talk me through that when I got back. Keith Curtis was there, Charlie Helms was there, Mark Russell was there. I talked to the three of them on Saturday night when I got back to the hotel. Talked with Dave Gardner on Sunday morning. All four of those guys, wonderful gentlemen who just really gave me the support I needed as I was so shaken up by the events that took place. But in the end, we were very blessed by the fact that we were able to access all of the necessary medical care. The injuries were not nearly as bad as they could have been in that situation. And we are all now home safe and secure and thankful for that. And we'll give the full report tomorrow on my journey with Jesus for those of you who are so inclined to tune into that. John was thinking about you. Didn't see you Saturday night or Sunday morning. I'm sure you would have been supportive and pray for me. And you can continue to pray for my son Paul as he continues to recover from his injuries. All right, and with that, now we head to the main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. with a 60-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect. This match is for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. Hailing from Marieville, Quebec, Canada. He stands at 5'11". He weighs 255 pounds. He is wrestling's worst nightmare. This is Kevin Steen. And his opponent is your reigning and defending NWA World Heavyweight Champion out of San Francisco, California. He stands at 6'1". He weighs 243 pounds. This is Pat Patterson. So Pat Patterson, your NWA World Heavyweight Champion, he has managed to maintain this title now for over 6 months, and put aside some very worthy challengers in the process. And he is not at all shy about using whatever dirty tactics it takes to take care of business and maintain his hold on the title. But he is facing, without question, the hottest wrestler in the Heartland, Kevin Steen. Steen initially earned this title match with a victory in the Money in the Bank ladder match earlier this spring at Dawn of Destiny 2025. Kevin Steen, also the winner of the Heartland Legends of Wrestling tournament that took place at digitaldice.com back in May in Connecticut. So Kevin Steen has all the momentum. Pat Patterson, the wily veteran, with all of the advantage of champions. This match is going to be a banger. I have been looking forward to it, and we are now ready for action. They come together in the center of the ring, and the opening initiative role is won by Pat Patterson. As they come together, it is Patterson starting things off with a high back body drop that sends Steen down to the canvas. Steen quickly to his feet, and as they come together again, it is Steen with a big leg smash to Patterson. Patterson follows right back up with a, he picks up Steen and drops him throat first on the top rope. There's those dirty tactics right from the get-go. As Pat Patterson drops Kevin Steen throat first onto the top rope, and Steen rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Both these men are A-rated brawlers, so on the arena floor, anything can happen. And on a roll of 8, it is Pat Patterson who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And Patterson suplexes Kevin Steen onto the arena floor. Steen hits the floor hard. Big suplex applied there by Patterson. What's he going to do now? He's going to go for the atomic drop. And that is going to cost Kevin Steen a point of fatigue. No pinfall there, as Steen's pin rating is only a 1. But Patterson is now in control, and he is going to go again for the atomic drop, and now Steen rolls out of the ring again and down to the arena floor. And this time it is Kevin Steen who wins the brawl on the arena floor and drops Pat Patterson throat first onto the security railing. We may see a disqualification here. Oh my gosh, that's a snake eyes, and on a roll of 4, that's a disqualification. Kevin Steen has been disqualified for dropping Pat Patterson throat first onto the security railing. And just like that, this match is ended, and Pat Patterson is your winner. And Kevin Steen is furious after all the shenanigans that Pat Patterson pulled. For him to get disqualified in a brawl on the arena floor is, in his mind, an egregious decision, and he is demanding that some sort of investigation or some sort of rematch be instituted. We'll have to get a commissioner's ruling on that, which will be announced at our next pay-per-view. Steen, of course, with every right to demand another title match. He did win the tournament at Digital to DiceCon, so he may be awarded a second title match on that basis. But we will have to get an official ruling from the commissioner I believe it will be Jim Ross making that ruling. But we will take up our next show with that as our cliffhanger. Will Kevin Steen get another shot? Were there shenanigans involved? Did Pat Patterson perhaps influence the referee's decision somehow by underhanded payments of fees or goods or services in some form or fashion? Did Kevin Steen get on the wrong side of somebody and get screwed out of his title match? Or did the referee just think he was doing the right thing at the time? Only the commissioner will be able to speak to that issue as the show closes here in controversy at Freedom Festival 2025. So thank you one and all for tuning in. John Wise, David Cheslinski, Al Red Sox fan, Neil Lau. Let's see who else was here. Kathy Evans, Jay Randus, Captain Carl 8, D. Scott Howard. And I think that's everybody. So thank you all for tuning into tonight's broadcast of Heartland Championship Wrestling Freedom Festival 2025. Appreciate your tuning into this. And as we like to say in the Heartland, that's our stream, and I am out of here.